solutions to any of these concerns definitely is welcome. It's still a matter of trying to find the best 11 to get on the field. So if that's the case, we got a ton of production out of Labby. Can the linebacker situation, can you have a week of practice where you're okay? I still got to get you dog reps. So is that linebacking core, does that look something like Chuck, Dante, Labby, Chimmy? You know, who's the other dog? I'm not really sure. Go.
Right. Yeah, it's you know, there's two ways of looking at it. In a positive light, it gives some guys an opportunity that may not otherwise be there. You know, so they'll get reps in practice this week, and we'll try to evaluate them, and they'll get an opportunity on Friday night. And, you know, sometimes some kids surprise you, which is really a good thing. You know, on the other side of it, you know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a trainer. You know, so if these guys are dinged up, you know, it's going to happen. It happens to a lot of teams. I think Exeter's going through it right now as well. You know, amongst other teams, you got to find 11 guys. And, you know, if these guys can't play, unfortunately, it's kind of a next man up situation. There's nothing we can really do about it. You know, at the same time, I think football is a really unique sport where there are injuries, guys do get dinged up, and a lot of times if you're playing both sides of the ball and special teams, you're not going to be healthy till the end of the year. So can some of these guys go? Can they not go? I'm not sure. So we just kind of leave it up to, you know, the people that make those decisions. And when I go out to practice, you know, me and the other coaches, we just got to coach, you know, the guys that are out there. But it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate, I think, part of the game.
You know, if you think you can help us on the O-line, great. I think I might need you at tight end still anyway. So
we should try.
I think there's a possibility of looking at just about anything. So
I'm interested to see, you know, we did film and lift on Monday. We had an offensive practice yesterday. We'll have a defensive practice today. You know, I'm really interested to see how it goes. You know, the weather's not great out there. You know, how are the kids going to react? We had an early dismissal today. There's always a concern with high school kids. Anytime the routine is kind of a little off, we're going to have to practice off-site tomorrow due to the fact that there's some sub-varsity games here. So I'm really interested to see how it goes. As soon as the schedule came out, you know, I think everybody was able to look at it and see, you know, man, you got the defending champs right in the middle of the schedule. Can we possibly get to that game and be undefeated? Is it possible? You know, I think that was the hope. We're here. I'm not sure that we're trending in the right direction right now. And it's easy. It's easy for adults or for kids to, you know, it's easy to talk about things. It's a lot different when, you know, it's right in front of you and the challenge is there. So, you know, I think everybody involved with the football program has got to rise to the challenge. You know, this is going to be as big of a game as we've had.
I think everyone's became way more serious. We've been talking a lot about it in school, watching film in school. Of course, schoolwork first, but like when we have free time, we talk about it, talk about our plans and what we need to do, helping each other out. I feel like everyone's more focused because they know how serious this game's going to be. I haven't heard anyone talking about like, oh, I'm stressed about the game. Everyone's ready. Everyone wants to play. Everyone wants to win. And hopefully it's the same way on game day.
A lot of people may seem to think, you know, you just want to treat every game like just another game to kind of make you play relaxed, you know, just kind of treat it like just another game, just go out and do your stuff. But for this game, I think that the motivation is something different than that we have been looking forward to this game for so long, even since last year, seeing them progress through the playoffs, and, you know, like they were like one of the only teams that beat us last year, and we were just so ready to show like we can beat this team, like we want to beat this team. So I personally have been thinking about this game for a long time as well, and I'm ready to just go. I don't think we can treat it like any other game. I think the hype around it has been helping rather than hurting, getting everyone locked in to just go.
I think we're in a good spot. I believe everyone's watching film. Everyone's doing like their homework on them. We've been watching them for a while. We know this is going to be a big game. So I feel like we'll bring it, and they'll bring it as well.
I don't think that one game determines the season, you know, because whether we win or whether we lose, like, you're still going to have to continue to go through and improve. A big picture, you have to be playing your best football at the end of the year. You know, I think we learned some lessons last year too, where we played Salem in the regular season and beat them, which was considered an upset, face them later on in the year and lose big. You know, Londonderry last year lost to Salem at the end of the regular season, turned around and beat them in the playoffs. So I think it's going to give us an indicator as far as where we are, and then what improvements can we make, win or lose, you know, to try to be playing as well as we can come November. I'm interested to see what happens.
It's fun. I mean, this is my last year of football, and knowing there's going to be a couple thousand of people at my high school game it's emotional and it's fun. It's exciting, and I mean, I can't wait to hear and see everyone there watching me and my team play. So I'm excited.
It's definitely exciting, and it gives everyone like a new experience to see all these people. They're big bands, just like a cool environment. Give us a good feel.
They're a really, really dominant team. It's hard to go into Lancer Park. There's tons of people there. It's a football town all together with, so the atmosphere is unlike anything I've ever played in. So it's gonna be difficult to go out there. They're obviously a really big, physical, fast team, but we're gonna go out there, play our hearts out, and see what happens.
Really good team. They're fast. They're tough. They're strong. But same with us. I feel like our team can go in there and really show out. But I mean, we won't know until we win, right?
I'd say the speed, definitely. The speed, the athleticism between a lot of the players, and there's not really one or two standouts. Like, they're just like all like fast. So it's gonna be a good battle for us.
The Londonderry, playing at Londonderry is something special. They always do it up like a big showcase. They, the team marches in down that hill, and I don't know, their fan section is pretty good too. Like, everyone shows out for the football games, but I think since it is such a big game, the crowd will be a little more evened out. Even though it isn't in Londonderry, I think we'll have a big fan section and a lot of people coming to our games as well. And I'm excited. I love playing in front of a big crowd. It's weird. People sometimes get a little intimidated playing in front of a big crowd. They think that they're gonna hear people in the stands and like get nervous. But I think it's just the energy. Bringing the energy up is always a good thing.
And the coaches of the Flag Silver team are Sean Craig, Kevin Borma, and Connor McKeon. The coaches of the 8U team, the head coach is Nick Bound. Assistant coaches are Mark Michaud, Paul Brooks, Brian Beckett, Joe Ward, Jared Winston, and Kevin Yor. The coaches of the 9.
Good about it. I felt good about the bus ride over there. It was nice, I think, going to a stadium that we just went to last year, so the kids had a little bit of an idea of what to expect. The weather was great. We didn't have any issues pregame. I thought, from talking to the varsity kids, that they were in a good spot mentally, and I think we're ready to go for the game. So I think all signs pointed in a good direction, prior to the game starting.
It definitely felt good in a sense to be back on the Lancer Park or whatever it's called. Like, just because of what it brought back as far as like fueling me up is like the moment I stepped on that field. I remember the last year when we went there and we got absolutely destroyed. So in a sense, it really got me ready for the game in an emotional sense. And by the time that game started, I was locked in.
being out there on defense in the first quarter kind of and having that 0-0 scoreboard was definitely like, wow, like it was very reassuring as to like we can play with this team, and you know, like it was like we were feeling good about it. And you know, I think we handled it very well, realizing, you know, if they would get a big run or, you know, they'd get 5 yards on a play, that we knew it wasn't going to be like any other game.
On the run was number
Yeah, I would say definitely to an extent. It was a lot of it was just we all had like offense and defense really had to do their jobs really well, and we knew it was going to be a battle either way. So, I mean, definitely the biggest part was our defense being able to stop their offense with how lethal and explosive their offense is. So it was just about our offense kind of getting back into it and putting us in the game, but obviously down a few injuries, down a few key players, and then some things just don't go our way, and it's a whole different game. So.
It's been very frustrating, especially in these big games where I'm seeing guys who are like younger than me or guys who are but like maybe behind me in the order of like the depth chart, seeing those guys get hurt where I'm like, oh, like if only I were out there, like maybe they wouldn't have gotten hurt, like maybe it would have been like, you know, maybe it would have been like me doing something different, you know, I don't know. It's just, it's been very frustrating watching successes and faults of my team and not being able to like be out there helping. Like I'm trying my best on the sidelines, but it has been frustrating.
Speed, but not just speed. They know, like they're very articulate with their plays and their gaps on defense, and it's sometimes really hard to block up front, especially on the linebackers who are both strong, fast, and very smart with their blitzing. So it's hard to game plan for sure.
on the run is number 28, 6. Down and 8. Keenan's pass.
It was definitely a mixed bag, and also the fact that we knew we could hang with them, especially with missing like a bunch of our starters. So missing our starters and the fact that we were holding them on defense just meant like we're going to be in this game. It's going to be a fight. So we gave it our all. It was a fake to Chimmy, I believe, and then I had like the lane on the left, and as soon as I cut up, no one was in front of me, and I was like, I'm definitely gonna score on this. And when I went to like the 20, I believe, I looked back a little bit, which I shouldn't have, and I saw the kid was still behind me, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna get in this. And then all of a sudden, from like my other behind, from my left, I didn't see the kid, and he ended up making a shoe tackle on me, and it was a great play by him. But we were still in the 10, so it was a good run.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. I think it's a learning experience for us and a teachable moment too, to just show from the opposite end, if we're on defense and you might think there's a long run and the kid's going to score those big time hustle plays. So to be able to come from all the way across the field, Londonderry kid gave some great effort, and you never know, like that can be the difference in a game. So, it was big. Obviously, it was a huge momentum swing for us to be able to pop a big run.
On the run is number 13, Matt Santos. On the run is number 13, Matt Santos. Number 4, Michael McConnell is sacked on the play.
Gets tackled right around like the 9. We go right on the ball fast, try to run a play quick before they get a chance to set up. And then we're right down to the 5, and it's second down, and we're in a real good spot. And then still, can't take anything for granted. I think on third down, we ran for no yards, and then there was some type of issue where, Matt's helmet came off. So then I think it was the end of the quarter. He has to come out of the game. We had to burn a timeout. We're kind of scrambling down there, and I got to do a better job play call wise in those situations. So we go for it on fourth down, and it didn't work out very well. So yeah, a teachable moment for everybody, and credit to Londonderry for that big time hustle play.
Definitely frustrating. And I believe on the play before that, on third down, my helmet was like on my left, so I had to take it off to like get it back positioned, and they ended up taking me out for a play, and I don't know, maybe it might have caused a little harm for McDonough just jumping in out of nowhere first play, so it was definitely like a negative part.
I mean, it's frustrating to everyone, but as the game went on, I never really I never really hold a grudge when I see something like that. I always want to play harder and kind of have a better play than that, and kind of like show them like we can do better than that.
Motion, sweep.
It was definitely something I noticed when we're struggling to get a first down and Londonderry's moving the ball. It's not the start that you want, but I think at the end of the first quarter it was 0-0. So to be able to hang around for a little bit at the start of the game, I'm sure there's some nerves, and it's kind of a feeling out process for everybody, even for the coaches. So I think to get through that first quarter, and then you kind of start to calm down a little bit and kind of get a feel for, hey, maybe we need to start doing this from a play call standpoint. The kids kind of settle in a little bit. So after the first quarter, we're fine. And then obviously in the second quarter there, to not convert in the red zone twice and to let up a couple of, pretty big plays in the pass game again, it was definitely a letdown.
Draven. Second down and 3. On the run was number 30. First down and goal from the 9. On the run is number 3.
Personally, didn't notice anything from the kids. I tried to talk to them a little bit at the half about just the fact that it's 14-8. So if there was any debate as to whether or not, we could play with that, with those guys, I think it was answered. I was hoping that it was a little bit of a confidence boost for them. From a coaching standpoint, you've been in, enough football games before where you notice, the opportunities are hard to come by. And those are two massively missed opportunities. And you just kind of wonder, we're sitting there at 14-8, there's a long half to go. It's a big difference if we put in one of those or maybe even two and you have a lead at that moment. Londonderry has had some adversity. We noticed, games against Wyndham, they came storming back after being down at the half. So I knew and had a feeling like we were going to get a great effort from them going into that third quarter. And then the concern was, we were going to kick the ball off to start the third quarter and, we needed to stop. If we were going to kick off and they were going to go down the field and score, it was going to be a big time issue.
Yeah, when they were at 14, I feel like after we fumbled and they scored right away, some of the kids, probably most of them had their head down, but we bounced back. We went all the way down the field, scored, then stopped them again, then went all the way back down the field to tie it, if not even get the lead on them. But we ended up coming short. But walking in halftime, 14-8, we still had a lot of confidence because we were still looking pretty good, and it was a dogfight the whole time.
I would say I definitely did, and I think a lot of the team did as well. It was kind of saying, we're in this, you can't count us out. It's a 6-point game, and we were supposed to, that they're the best team in the state. They're going to blow us out of the water either way. And I would say from an offensive standpoint, we didn't even play our best game, and we were still hanging in there to an extent. And then you get those few plays where someone fumbles or we get held at the 1 yard line, can't score. So I would say it was just not performing as well as we could be, but that's definitely fixable.
On the run is number 10.
I think we got them in a 3rd and 22 or 3rd and 23, and they throw a wheel route to the running back. We got two of our best athletes there. They both missed tackles, and the kid's gone. And then I think it was the next kickoff we might have fumbled and another score. So just got to take advantage of opportunities. But it was I think it was a letdown there, and it's disappointing anytime you lose. But to kind of lose in that fashion where maybe you're only a few plays away. So. We'll see what happens. Each week's a new week.
Here you go, D.
There we go.
Sanchez Webster's pass complete on the carry.
Outside.
Number 10, Jordan Guertin on the carry.
I wouldn't say the outcome was good. I would say it didn't affect us as much as people anticipated it to be. So I felt like coming out of this game, we have some things to learn. We have some things to check our weaknesses to build in the future.
I would say with that, it's kind of up in the air, but it's definitely something that me and the other captains and other players can kind of bring together, bring the team together, even though we're going through this adversity. But at the same time, that also kind of showed us what our team is like going through adversity. You know, keeping in the game for that first half with a lot of backups and a lot of guys who haven't played before. So it was a big thing for us to see who we can trust and who can step up to the plate if need be. And now it's about taking those players that stepped into those roles and getting them ready to go in again next week after having that experience.
I thought the effort was good, which I think as a coach is what you're most concerned about. But when I turn around and watch the film, there's some stuff on there that you just, you don't like to see. That doesn't make you too happy. From an execution standpoint, there are some guys playing in some new positions that were on the field perhaps that hadn't been on as much in the last few weeks. And, it's going to take some time and some adjustments to try to figure that stuff out. But, we don't have a lot of time either. It was a big game and we didn't play well enough, clearly. I didn't coach well enough. And, now we're in a new position. So what does it mean? Well, we're not going to go undefeated, right? So you can kind of get rid of that thought. Now it's kind of like, where are we at? Can we lick our wounds, try to get some guys back healthy? If we win out, we got a shot to win the conference. So this is another massive game. So it's really kind of got to put this one behind us, start getting ready for Bedford. But the next 2 weeks are really difficult, and I'm not sure how things are going to go.